Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back for another Grixis Control Friday. And it's kind of no secret that I haven't really been playing very much recently, which is unfortunate because I have this channel and I really love Grixis Control and Magic in general. But a lot of things have been happening outside of the channel, I guess, aka the real world, and I haven't had really any time to play, which is unfortunate. I haven't put up any trophies yet this season, even though the season's still pretty young. But I just, yeah, I feel like I've said this a lot of times now. I just don't really have time to play as of late. So this week I want to not really mess around with any new cards in the main board, but instead focus on a couple new cards in the sideboard. Call it like the Avatar sideboard. These two cards did pretty well in the release week video. We have Mai, Scornful Striker, 1 and a black for a 2/2 with first strike, solid stats, and whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. This came in big against a Storm opponent I was playing against. I could also see it being pretty good against Carnforge Ring, since they use their life total as a resource, and for each non-creature spell, they'll lose 2 life. Seems pretty solid. Along those same lines, there's another Hate Bear. 1 in a red for a 2/2 is Zhao the Moonslayer, Menace, and non-basic lands enter tapped. Kind of a Thalia Heretic Cathar effect on there, and you can pay 7 to put a Conqueror counter on Zhao, and as long as Zhao has a Conqueror counter on him, non-basic lands are mountains. So we get our Blood Moon in our own special way, I guess. Not likely to come up very often, but you never know. You just never know. And I also haven't really been keeping up with the meta too much, so I'm really relying on my fundamentals and what I remember about the game to carry me through here. Fortunately, I have a lot of experience, so I'm pretty optimistic about this league, and we'll see how it goes. If you'd like to support the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon, a lot of cool stuff over there. The top tier is currently full, but when a slot opens up, I will let everyone know. Not too much news around the web for Grixis Control. There has been a lot of talk about Grixis Control since it took down a challenge recently, though it wasn't this style of Grixis Control. It was a Grixis Wizards deck piloted by H.J. Kaiser. Shout out. Awesome pilot. That deck also plays Wasteland, Thundertrap Trainer, stuff like that. Just a different kind of Grixis Control, essentially. But it does at least demonstrate that the color combination is doing powerful stuff, which I always love to see. I think that's about it for news. If I think of anything else, I'll just record an addendum, slot it in here. So I did find something, and it's this list by Kesto underscore 1R. That is kind of along the lines of the deck I've been building. We see the familiar mana base, and from the catacombs in the sideboard, they're also doing really cool stuff like Damping Sphere, 2 Price of Progress. Toxic Deluge is like the big one that I think a lot of people who are not me think is a slam dunk and part of the core of the sideboard. Like most of the people on the Discord, I think, run a Toxic Deluge, and I would feel totally at home with one myself. I just don't personally run one. And then mainboard Spell Pierce, 3 Thoughtseize, 3 Wan Shi Tong is really interesting. They're playing that over some of the flex slots like Narset, Nimble Obstructionist, Baragoyf, which are all completely flex slots. By the way, if you're looking at the deck or looking to get into the deck and you're put off by cards like Nimble Obstructionist, don't worry about it. Just play a card that you want to play. Oh, excuse me, no, they have 2 Baragoyfs, so yeah. Just wanted to shout out this list, and I think it's really sweet that the deck is making subtle shifts and changes, but it's still retaining cards like Cling to Dust, which I think are extremely important to the plan, and then also cards like From the Catacombs in the sideboard, which I think are extremely important for outgrinding certain matchups. Kind of no coincidence that they both have escape, but also 4 Lightning Bolt is, I think, super important for this strategy. So yeah, shout out Kesto1R for this awesome list. Congrats on your 5-0. Let's get into these matches. And yeah, excited to have some time to play. Excited to play. Let's see what we see. Welcome to the first round, everyone. I mean, I haven't seen a Force Thoughtseize hand in a long time because I haven't played in a long time. So, but even when I was playing a little more regularly, I feel like I hadn't seen a Force Thoughtseize hand in a minute. Opponent is playing Reanimator. Putrid Imp would be their enabler, but I have 2 forces. Yeah, I think I want to take the Reanimate, being a deck that runs Cling to Dust and Reanimate myself. I don't really want to like discourage cards from hitting the graveyard. Oh, they drew Thoughtseize. God damn, man. They might break through this yet. They took Brainstorm though. That's interesting. Alright, let's cast Ponder here. See if I can set something crazy up. Not quite, but I mean Snapcaster Mage will clock pretty hard. I don't think they're going to play Cabal Therapy. Putrid Imp, you got it. Maybe that wasn't smart. Was I supposed to counter that one? I don't think so. Alright, cast Ponder. Bowmasters is cool though. Okay, let's go like this. Take Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize you. Take Unmask. Pass it back. Hope they don't get Thresh held. They're kind of close though. All they have to do is chuck their hand. Traxa in the yard as well. Sure. So their hand is Archon Grizzlebrand. And now I cannot address this Putrid Imp. It doesn't have flying though unless they discard a card. So that's something. I mean, they probably don't mind discarding the Archon. Cabal Therapy. Force of Will. I should have known. I mean, I talked about it. I was like aware of it at least. Bowmasters. They'll give it flying, sure. Are they going to... No, they're not. So we're just racing? Easier said than done. Even though I am currently winning the race if I commit Snapcaster Mage to it. Which I suppose I should do. I don't really want to, but I think it's the way. This game has gotten real kooky. Murktide Regent, it's a good one too. The thing is that if they ever hit a reanimation spell, they can just flashback Cabal Therapy. So we're just hoping that, never happens. One more turn. Cling to Dust off the top. Oh my god. So now if they reanimate... oh, they can't reanimate anyways. I guess if they shock in a Watery Grave, I don't know. Or cast Thoughtseize. There's no reason for them to do any of that. All comes down to this. I don't want them to flashback Cabal Therapy. I could have done that earlier though, right? Oh wait, I miscounted. I was still winning the race, but not for the reasons I thought I was. I should have just bolted them. I got nervous. It did not end up mattering, but I don't think I played that perfectly. Which is how it's going to be, I think. Like I said in the deck tech, I'm excited to play. That doesn't mean I'm going to do everything perfectly. I just feel rusty. Let's take Consign, Surgical, of course, and then we saw a blue land. I wonder if that means they're playing Show and Tell in the sideboard. It's usually what that means. I don't think Blue-Black Reanimator, or the vestiges of what that deck was in this new era, would be playing Putrid Imp. I don't think they want to be any weaker to Orcish Bowmasters than they already are, with all their cantrips and whatnot. I'll take one Red Blast, because it's probably better than some of these other options. Like that. Price of Progress is pretty silly, isn't it? I feel like the point is to become almost straight blue-black. Alright. Third Thoughtseize is good for the play on the draw. I feel like it can kind of gum up your opening hands. This hand's almost good. How's it Cling to Dust? I didn't see any evidence of them being able to send on turn one. And indeed, they, I think, are thinking about casting Unmask here, yeah. Targeting themselves? And they have a Lotus Petal and a Reanimate? God damn. Sucks. What are you gonna do? I think I'm next to 0 to win this now. Should have mulled to Force or Surgical. They would not have beaten that. Let's just go to the next game. Thoughtseize on the play for sure. I'm going to take this red blast out. I think it's just a surveil land. If anything, I think they're more likely to have like Chain of Smog with their Bloom Apprentice. Hand looks good. Opponent takes a mulligan. They are good on 6. Well, okay. Hoping they just send it again. No. I'm not that lucky. Take Cling. Can I replace it? Cast Ponder. Not really. Narset's like pretty good against this deck. I'm gonna go like this. Delta. They have a play. Alright. Putrid Imp hits the yard. Thoughtseize me again, sure. Taking Force. Alright, time to slam Narset. So at the very least, I can't get Grizzle branded, but I'm really hoping to hit Force or Surgical off this activation. Oh, this is scary. They have full information. Putrid Imp. Pass. What the hell? Activate. Take Force. Thoughtseize you. Take Unmask. Right? No, I'm gonna take Exhume. And then see if they want to save their Putrid Imp. The answer is no. I think that's the right choice. I'm just asking for a lot to go right for them. Petal. Pass. Okay. No bad draws except Undercity Sewers. No, actually that one was not great either. Alright, let's attack. Get Kaito going. Get a little extra reach back in hand. Bend the Kaito, keep that. I can always YOLO Brainstorm into Surgical or Force, even though there's not much in the way of forces left. They'll unmask me. They take my Force. They have a Reanimate. And they concede. Yeah, once I untap, able to escape Cling to Dust. It's a little dismal for Reanimator. Alright, start out 1-0. Not bad. Welcome back for round number 2. It's a pretty boring hand. I like Force of Will in game 1 though. And I'll just play this Surveil land. Sure, I'll keep that. What's the opponent up to? Basic Island? Tameo? There was an argument for forcing that. I guess instead I'll just Petty Theft it. I don't really see much point in trying to ambush. Plains? Is this Cephalid Breakfast? Yeah. Okay. I think of the lands that don't make red still in the deck, there were 2. There was another Swamp, and then there was Underground Sea. Ah, that sucks. I was like, there really aren't many bad draws from here. But that is one. I guess another red card would have been a pretty bad draw too, but we don't run that many of those. Surely they wouldn't jam into all this open mana. Brainstorm. Not Brainstorm locked either. Bromads. Equipped. Alrighty. Things are progressing pretty well over there for them. And now I'm going to Brainstorm. Alrighty. What do I do? Because I can't remove both enablers here. And also Thoughtseize. Definitely putting these 2 lands back, like that is for certain. I can see if this attack prompts anything. Because if they went down to like 3 cards in hand, wouldn't it seem at least a little bit likely that they didn't have interaction for my Kolaghan's Command? Because if they force my Kolaghan's Command and just play a Cephalid Illusionist, that'd be pretty bad, right? I'm gonna Thoughtseize. Force of Will pitching Tameo. Is the end near? Why are they hiding everything? No, they're taking a random draw. Yeah, this is sketch as hell. Land. You gotta be kidding me. Well, I had the Force of Will is the good news, so nothing I did would have mattered. All I can do now is bluff. Cannot bolt the Illusionist in response. They're loading up triggers, so you know they're just going to go for it. What if I had Cling to Dust? Are they just betting that I don't? Or are they betting that they don't know my list? Either way, it's kind of nice. Murktide Regent is interesting. Because, yeah, they are all in right now with no green floating, so I feel like Memory's Journey is not really part of this anymore. Where are the Narcomoebas? Oh, there's one. What if Narcomoeba was in their hand? Is Thassa's Oracle in their hand? No, there's Thassa's Oracle. So now I can bolt the Oracle. They have one card in their deck. That's crazy. This shouldn't work. Or wait, no, they can redirect it to the Nomads. Right? Yeah, this won't work. I don't know why I thought that would work. I just got too excited for a second. I'll make them do it. What the hell? Oh, right. It's only... Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Never mind. I'm sure glad I did that and not concede. Oh my god. Let's see. Yeah, dealt to this creature. I guess that would be pretty crazy if Nomads could, like, pull damage from everywhere. It'd be a little out of control. Okay. Red Blast. Consign. No, I don't really like Consign in this matchup, to be honest. Reanimate's not really part of it anymore either. Nadu was like the creature I was interested in reanimating, and now they don't play that anymore. Orm's Chant is pretty scary. Makes Thoughtseize better. Surgical is good. Nimble Obstructionist is good. I should have checked for Urza Saga. Orm's Chant, Tameo, 4 Tameos. Yeah, like Murktide Region is kind of the backup, it looks like. No Stoneforge. Step Through. Teferi. Well, I'm not going to bring in Meltdown then. Take Fatal Push, of course. And then Baragoyf and Murktide can definitely go, along with this Mountain. Every 1-drop I can get, I want, except Reanimate. Trim 1 Kaito. On the play, or I'm on the draw. Maybe 2 Thoughtseize is fine, even though Orm's Chant is pretty scary. I'll trim Tameo as well. I have no business trying to do that. As you saw in that game, a lot of the time I'm just like waiting for them to try to win, and then I do my stuff. I'll keep. Sounds pretty good. Flooded Strand. Shuko. Sure. Pretty rolled up against a combo. I'm kind of hoping they go all in here and are not ready for 3 levels of interaction. That's what we gotta hope for. That was a good draw. They play the Illusionist here. Don't think I'll force. I don't think I'll bolt either. They got a free Narcomoeba though. Shit makes my blood boil. I do need to bolt that. But now this Narcomoeba is exposed, I might be able to compromise their combo. Okay. Don't hate that. Island, Teferi. Definitely need to counter that. In the meantime, I'm gonna try and Bowmasters this Narcomoeba. They might interact with that. They don't. Does that mean they're just gonna plus Teferi? Because then I could just Edict. But if that goes wrong, it could be very bad. Okay. Brainstorm. Yes. Oh no. Okay. That's not very good for me. Still got 2 levels of interaction here, and their cantrips are kind of compromised. Prismatic Ending. Sure. Gotta draw through this a little bit. Cling, Prismatic Ending. I'll draw Kaito. Hit for 1. Pass it back. I guess I can beat Daze too. It's not nothing. Illusionist. I mean, yeah, that's what I got. I guess I'll Edict. Okay. Didn't fight for that one very hard. I wonder now if I'm supposed to just extract the Illusionists and make them try to beat me with Murktides and stuff. Doesn't feel like the worst idea. Could backfire. Pause. Okay, they had an Illusionist in hand and Force of Will, so they were thinking about it. So what did they bring in? Triumph of St. Catherine. Yee. That's pretty frightening. I need to hit a land like right now. Combo's more or less out. And yeah, Triumph is a real card. Land? I guess it's a land. Bolt is pretty bad now. They don't have this combo, like, what's even the point, you know? All their creatures are way too big for Bolt now. And it seems like they just hit Murktide, which I guess will be a 3/3. It's kind of nice. Okay, yeah, I'm almost certain they have a Murktide Regent in hand. I'll cling, Flooded Strand, I guess. Force of Will. Nice. That's so good. Alright, Kaito wants to take care of this. Surveil 2. Top. Actually, I don't know if I want the Bowmasters. The more I think about it, the more maybe it's not quite right. Alright, sweet. 2-0. Taking out a couple graveyard combo decks. I think that's where we shine the most, just because Cling to Dust happens to be also very good against graveyard decks. Alright, I'm back for round 3. On the draw. This hand is seriously on the fence. But given that my opponent's keeping 7, I am also inclined to. And a snow-covered island is usually indicative of something extremely slow, unless it's a show and tell deck. Play this. Bin that. I already have one of those. End of turn brainstorm? Sure. It's important to spend your mana. I feel like when Legacy was slower, this play was seen as extremely silly and redundant, and you're just going to look at the same cards. But now that Legacy is so fast, it's almost more important to spend your mana, lest you lose with cards in your hand. Until I know this is not a black deck, I'm not going to do my classic turn 2 Baleful Strix. It does maybe seem like it could be Omnitel. Nope, never mind. It's not. Alright, I'll try and poach this. And in this hand that's exceedingly black. Or wait, no, it's exceedingly blue. I should have gotten something else. So what is this? Bank control? I feel like I never make that play. Could be a Lauren. They might have just successfully baited out some Bowmasters. Birthing Ritual is something I've seen recently. They don't have a land drop. That's pretty good for me. I'm completely lucking out here. At the risk of getting comboed, I think I'm going to put Kaito in. If I didn't have this Force of Will, I don't think I would do this. Wan Shi Tong. I'm pretty sure I can still poach this because my trigger would resolve in response to Wan Shi Tong's. And it's currently just a 1/1. So yeah, this is fine. They do get to cycle it though, so that part's kind of annoying. Unless I completely misunderstood this. Oh wait, yeah. I was wrong, it turns out. But if they want to trade with Bowmasters, I think that's fine. Interesting. Okay, well, go ahead and do that. Missed out on some damage there, that's for sure. It's not a land, but this Bolt seems pretty good. I could also probably just bin them both. I think I have enough stuff in hand. No, I want the Bolt. I want the Bolt. Teamer colors. That is fascinating. Brainstorm, sure. As long as they're not adding to the board, I'm fine with it. There is some way that the player could scale up Wan Shi Tong outside of the initial casting. I think this card would be a lot better. But making me be the supplier of its power and toughness, I'm not going to play into that until I can just answer it. Like, it probably wouldn't have been that broken if it was whenever a player searches their library. Although it would have sent spoiler season through the room because, or through the roof, excuse me, because people were already freaking out about this card when it was spoiled. I thought it was kind of bad. Not to brag or anything. Alright, Bolt. Smash for a whopping 6. Prioritize another Force of Will. But I guess I'll take a land. play Narset, prioritize another Force of Will. Yeah. Oh my god. At this point, they have to combo me. Oh, you know what? This might be... That Galvanic Discharge makes me think this might be Food Chain. So that whole combo thing really might not be far off. Hopefully protecting that Kaito is not foolish. But yeah, I'm seeing like Ice Fang Kutai, Galvanic Discharge. These are all Food Chain cards. But I don't think they have what they need to get this Food Chain off the ground. They need to commit the 3-mana enchantment, and then a creature beyond that. And they need a Force Will to back that up. I don't know. I'm gonna let that go. Now that I have seen the light, I know what I'm messing with here. Playing with fire. There it is. I'm gonna look for Bolt next turn. After some deliberation, they let it go. Mountain. Alright. Start by activating Narset. I think I'll take Thoughtseize here. Then I'll Thoughtseize them. Yeah, we were quite close to losing. I'm gonna take Imperial Recruiter. It's the most annoying card. Ponder, hopefully find Bolt. No. Kind of in some trouble here. Cast Brainstorm. Put them to 4. They cannot draw cards, and I don't think they really have their combo easily assemblable here. It's not easy assembly. Amped Raptor. Left Stalker Ardent. Yep, that's pretty darn good. That's what they drew for turn. So they have a Galvanic Discharge and an Unstable Amulet left. They'll play the Amulet. They get 2 energy. I take 1. Just making sure there's no infinite loop they can get me with here. And I don't think there is. They could Galvanic Discharge my army, but I mean, then they wouldn't really have enough energy to deal with or to use the amulet. Yeah, this is fine. Or no, they do have enough energy to use the amulet. But now I'm going white again, so Kolaghan's Command and Bowmasters are now live outs. Alright. We knew it was coming up at some point. Not an easy matchup here. I want Red Blast, maybe Surgical Extraction? I don't know. Green enchantments are kind of my worst enemy in a lot of ways. It's not like I really have anything for this matchup outside of Price of Progress, but they also play Ice Fang Kutai, which means they probably play some number of basics. More than 3 basics, I think. And the good news is that our cards are just a little more brutal than theirs, so we can out-muscle them, but they can combo us. So, yeah. I don't even have, like, Hydroblast. I don't even have Opposition Agent to mess up Imperial Recruiter. If their removal of choice is Galvanic Discharge, I like Baraggoyf and Murktide Regent. I think that's going to be the plan, just kind of outmuscle them. I'm also really reticent to take another Thoughtseize, although they'll probably always have, like, combo pieces hanging around, waiting to go off. They don't fight my mana. They play cantrips and Ice Fang, but I don't know if Narset is that great. I think they'll have a lot of Red Blasts additionally. I think that's a reason to not play Murktide Regent, actually. And maybe swap Tameo for a price. There's also Consigned Memory, which can disrupt not much. This feels like a weird hack job. It might look really weird, but I think this hand is actually really good. As long as they don't lead on like Veil Summer, which on a Mold of 5, I'm not sure if Veil Summer is going to be a huge priority for them. But like, what else do they do on turn 1? It's like cantrip? I don't know. Tropical Island, go. This feels like Veil of Summer. I'm not going to play into it. Maybe they figure it's a way they can unmulligan themselves. Alright, let's Surveil. Baragoyf, I'll bin that. I would like a land here. Alright, cast Brainstorm. I'm only hit one land. That is better than nothing. I don't need another Kolaghan's Command. A lot of doubles in here. I do want multiple Bowmasters, I think. Maybe put back... It's probably responsible to put back... Yeah, I think Edict, actually. They got 4 cards. If one of them is Veil of Summer, it doesn't seem that bad. But I feel like... I don't know, what if they just, like, play a Food Chain next turn, though? That would be bad. I'm gonna call here. Yeah, it was Brainstorm, in fact. Solid hand. I think I take the Recruiter. Although Squee is a problem. We're hoping for a shuffle here. But nope, they hit something. Was it Food Chain? Thank God it wasn't. Ooh, nice. Alright, I do need another land, ideally. Just barely squeaking by here. And that Edict is back somehow. It'd be really... I hope they don't fetch anytime soon. Like, it'd be really cool to clip that with Nimble Obstructionist. Unless they just play another land here. Okay, we are not able to. Unstable Amulet? Sure. I think I'll move to Shatter that. And I need to apply pressure, like I do need to end this game. So I'll play some Bowmasters out. I can get Baragoyf back, but I'm not really lacking for threats. I think I'd rather have them discard. They're already low on resources. Let's move to kind of just end it all. It's pretty free for them to drop Squee, though. Like, even if I cling Squee, they can play it from exile. It's pretty funny. Yep. Next I'll draw Edict. Just can't let them resolve Food Chain, basically. That's when it gets pretty bad. But as long as I don't do anything really dumb, and ideally find more Force of Will in blue card, we should be in good shape. I'm gonna keep the Bowmasters established. I want them to spend that Galvanic Discharge. Yep. Alright, I have no idea what's in their hand. I think I will keep the Snapcaster Mage. I really should be prioritizing a land drop, but I assume one of those is coming up. I'm a little underrate on lands here. Wan Shi Tong. I think that's totally fine. It's a 1-1. Putting a point on Kaito, sure. Kutai, sure. Pretty good. Wood Foothills. 2 unknowns. Alright, before I make that land drop, I'm going to take out Wan Shi Tong. Although I could also wipe the Kutai, possibly, if I give them a card, but that seems unnecessary. No need to do that. I'm also getting to the point where, like, I might seriously fuck myself up with this Price of Progress. I don't think this is in danger of getting Death Touch. Although if they had fetched and then played another one, well then it would have procced Bowmasters, so yeah, doesn't matter. Reanimate. Reanimate doesn't seem bad. Like if I take Squee, then they can't cast it. That's kind of cool. Yet another hoop they have to jump through. So sure, I'll go top. I just need to survive this turn. I'll pretend that I have Red Blast. They are at 9. And are going to Surveil. If they put anything on top here, it is kind of cause for alarm. But they kind of need a lot of mana to get off the ground. Like 6. They need 3 for the Food Chain and 3 for the Squee. But they'll have that with this Kutai around, because this makes 3 mana. Yeah, I might have screwed up. It might have been more important to give them that Wan Shi Tong trigger so I could remove all their creatures and thereby gate their mana, because the cards in their hand don't matter a great amount. I have a lot more than them. They also just bin Pyroblast. Does that mean they already have one? Or do they have to do something kind of crazy? I really hope they can't stop this. If they fight back, yeah, okay. I mean, if their last card is good, then they got it. They've got infinite mana, but they're not moving right now. One card left. Okay, they didn't have it. Thank God. I would have been really sad. Edict. What if I reanimate Bowmasters? They go to 8. That's lethal, but what if they have a removal spell? I think everything would just fall apart. It seems way too dangerous. I'd rather just do something like this. See if this works. Okay, cool. They had a window to win. That Veil's Summer, and I tapped too low. I should have held up Edict. So I did play kind of loose, and they had that window. Luckily, we were not punished, and also luckily they mulled to 5. You know, there's a million reasons why people win games of Magic, but we're 3-0 now, so it's pretty cool. Welcome back for round 4. On the play here, Emperor Opie, I think usually plays Black Stompy. I'm gonna keep it. His hand is like virtually Thoughtseize proof, you know? And I'll keep that too. How cool would it be to like bolt Netherglyph and then reanimate it? That did not happen. Undercity Sewers. Put a card on top. And now they're gonna pass. Could also reanimate Bowmasters here, which would be pretty good. How do I bait them out, though? Okay, hopefully that's the last land I ever draw. Okay. Kaito would be pretty bad here, though. But it looks like we're escaping that, as they do not play a land before attacking here. Now they're going to brainstorm. They play a land. There's Netherglyph. I do really want to reanimate that. And Tameo. So this is like, is it tempo? This is pretty strong stuff. I think I should bolt Netherglyph and then reanimate it and hold the ground. But Tameo is like the longest term problem, and Bowmasters makes a lot of my top decks bad. It's just a really tough spot right now. Or I could bolt Bowmasters, reanimate it, and shoot the army. And that kind of keeps Tameo in check as well. Doesn't solve Netherglyph though, it even makes Netherglyph bigger. So yeah, we could be in some trouble here. Cling is not bad. I'm gonna start there. So if I do find an answer to Tameo, I'd like to do that. It's not an answer per se, but it's pretty good. But I also need to play around days, of course. So I'll just reanimate Bowmasters for now. Take out the army. And then we'll just kind of hope everything goes okay. Ooh, nice. That's pretty good. But now they don't have Petty Theft for my Murktide. Hopefully that matters. They're going to brainstorm now. Get another point of damage in with Netherglyph and also flip Tameo. I kind of need to brainstorm myself. Like, these lands are such a cramp, you know? Wasteland. Don't really care about that. If anything, I could use more cards in my graveyard. Nice draw. Do want to play around days, though. I want to keep Cling to Dust in the mix, too. Because that... Oh, they're F6'd. I can't play Murktide or Bowmasters yet. But I guess they don't have days. It's pretty wild. Hardcast Kaito. Are they going to tap down Murktide? Yep. Tamiyo plus. And they do attack. So I can take out Kaito, but then they can take out my Bowmasters, which is not great. God damn it. Things are going very badly. You always hope that when you keep a hand with a lot of lands in them, it means you're less likely to draw them. But other than Murktide and Bowmasters, like, the draws have not been particularly good, unfortunately. I don't think I can afford to block. I need to get those Bowmasters out of their hand. Tamiyo's at 8. They'll play Bowmasters. It'd be great to not have to draw a land. I'll go to 4 and protest Kolaghan's command. It's not bad. Do I just try and catch him off guard here? I guess so. Seems like my best shot at winning, if I'm being entirely honest. Well, okay, here we go. Get back Bowmasters, and you discard. Force a will. Alright, we can go to the next game. Needed a little more action. Or a lot more action, more like. I like the blue-black tempo matchup. As you can see, I have like nothing for it in my sideboard. Yeah, the lands were just insane. Kind of deserve it, because I kept a hand of 6 lands. But I also kind of thought maybe usually your top decks are what matter most against decks with discard spells. Because I think I initially thought I was playing against Black Stompy. How about 1 Force and then probably both Thoughtseizes? Or we can ease up on the curve a bit, side out a Kolaghan's command. Or Lightning Bolt, since it doesn't address a huge amount of their threats. Yeah, seems pretty good. I have to hope that I don't have to Pyroblast for a minute, though. Opponent takes a mulligan. That's what I should have done last round. We'll just lead on Tamiyo. Sewer's tapped. I can really capitalize on this. Barragoyf. I'll make a clue. I'm gonna see if they play a Wasteland first. Land go. I think I'm gonna activate this clue no matter what. If they play Bowmasters, like, then I can just Bowmaster their Bowmasters. Oh, they have Fatal Push. Okay. That's a little worse. Not hitting my land drop either. God damn it. Kinda had a lot of looks at it. Do I cling Fatal Push? Or I could just reanimate Tamiyo. Really sucks to not make a land drop, though. I'm just gonna pass. They are hitting some lands there. Yeah, they appear to have too many. Alright, cling your Fatal Push. There it is. I should have done that. Alright, I'll play Barragoyf. If they answer it, I'll reanimate it. Or hold on, I haven't played into Daze yet. So I guess I won't play into Daze? Yeah. I should do something proactive. Thank God that I did not play into that. Okay, I need to edict that. Hopefully I hit a land. Nice. I'll cast Edict. They'll force. Alright, I'll Pyroblast. They'll Daze? Do they have 2 Dazes? God, I hope not. I hope they just want to Surveil. Okay. That would have been a little too perfect, I think. Pitching Ponder before second Daze is, like, diabolical. Sewers is back. Put a card on top. Shoot the sheriff, you got it. Force of will. I'm gonna apply some pressure here. Brainstorm, yep. Nethergoyf. I can shoot that thing down. I think that's worth doing. I wish I had one more mana. Or maybe I should be more patient. They might just like chump this into eternity. Yep. It's kind of like literal free cards, I guess. I'm just... I know some people are probably losing their mind that I'm not casting Bowmasters into that Brainstorm, but it's all about patience. I'm really trying to wear them out. Hopefully they're starting to despair and approach game 3, not from a winning standpoint. And I generally don't mind being on the draw against blue-black tempo. The start I want to avoid is Tamiyo and Daze. Or Tamiyo and I just don't have a way to address it. That would also be bad. But I see no reason to change anything. Can't keep this hand. You're keeping 7. That sucks. This one is like not incredible, but I can't go to 5. I think I'm gonna bottom Force of Will. Yeah. I'm gonna have to really hope they don't have a fast start. Yeah, they don't seem to have a play. That's really good news. Okay. If I can find a basic swamp, or if they just don't have wasteland for some reason, we'll be in like pretty decent shape. They just bend a Fatal Push? I mean, it's true it's not very good. They're just gonna flip right away. I do have an Edict. This could be a pretty fair trade, but I also have Nimble Obstructionist. I think I should cycle this Cling to Dust. I'll hit Brainstorm. Oh, it's a lot of Bowmasters. I'd really like a land. Cool. And I really want to save this Edict for like Barragoyf or something. But if they wasteland me, I probably just have to try to Edict Planeswalker here. They don't. Yep. I feel like they'll probably try to daze some Bowmasters if I play those out. Yep. Everything's going according to plan. Okay, that's cool too. Alright. I really hope this works. Good. I need them to not Thoughtseize this turn as well. Yep. Okay. It's a little scary. Sewers. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Alright. I'm ready for the cleanest Tamiyo trade of all time. Ponder. Activate. I don't think there's any way they can interact with this. Pyroblast. Brainstorm? Sure. I think it's probably better to hit Murktide or something. Ponder shuffles. Okay. Things are looking okay. Alright. It's not bad either. Cast Bowmasters. I'm gonna Red Blast that. Nice. Okay, I think we've ground this out. See if we can just get over the line here. Wasteland, don't care. Yep. Kaito would be a great top deck. I'll Brainstorm. Did not hit Kaito, but I think that's okay. Kind of want to cast Narset next turn. And let's get them top decking, since they're F6'd. It was a Wasteland, wow. Glad I knocked that out. They almost cast something and then they stopped. Alright, play Narset. Activate. I know there's at least a Fatal Push. And yeah, I'll take Fatal Push. Hit for 1. Bowmasters. Force it. Hell yeah. That felt really good. Whew. I really want this trophy. I haven't put up a trophy this season. I talked about it in the deck tech. I really want this. Oh, but if I want it that badly, I probably won't get it. If you want something that bad, you don't get it. I mean, that's how life has gone for me anyways. I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I'm gonna get some rest. Here we go. Alright, folks, here we go. The final round. Up against a 61 card deck with a Force Thoughtseize hand. Against a Tamiyo? I really don't want to force that. What version of Tamiyo is this? Gonna get Badlands here. Make them prioritize, hopefully, the wrong cards. It's like Cephalid Breakfast, I think. Or wait, Prismatic Vista is kind of strange. Yeah, I'll take the Ponder. That Urza Saga is going to be kind of a pain. Maybe I can contain this Tamiyo somehow. Don't think this deck is going to have Wasteland in it. If I knew their hand was like that, forcing Tamiyo would have made so much sense. I'm glad they're brainstorming right now. I feel like they think Saga's too slow now. Since I Badlands Thoughtseized and took Ponder. They're like, oh god. Hopefully they don't know anything about me and think I'm like a combo deck or something. No, they still played the Saga. That's too bad. But that also means they're keeping some of these cards that I don't care about in the mix. Reanimate. Okay. Let's cast Ponder. Edict is good. Strix is good. This is all really good. And I don't want to lose any of it. Probably want to Edict next turn. So I'll play Sewers. I don't really want to mill over the Badlands, but we'll see if it's appropriate or not. I could have milled over the Strix, I guess, and reanimated it, but I think Reanimate will be better on like Snapcaster Mage. If their mana's tied up doing Saga stuff for a while, well, that wouldn't be so bad. Alright, play Sewers. Put that on top. And we'll see if they make a Construct or activate a Clue token here. They make a Construct. Okay. Edict Planeswalker. Now they will presumably search. Yep. Expecting Shuko. But that Prismatic Vista is strange. Lava Spur Boots? Oh my god. What is this deck? Whatever it is, it's gonna destroy me. Oh my god. And another Saga, I didn't even mention that. This is so messed up. What is this deck? Lava Spur Boots, Tamiyo. Is it like a Staff of the Storyteller kind of thing? Is it Dreadnought? Oh, it's probably Dreadnought, huh? Yeah, I don't think I can overcome all of this. And now I need to force on swords. This is absurd. If they happen to dump all their mana into making a Construct and putting Lava Spur Boots on it, doesn't seem like a bad plan. Target Edict. I'll Edict token. If that happens. They'll equip. Oh, they don't have the mana to swords. But I'm in the same spot next turn. It's not getting any better. I'm at 3. Cast Brainstorm. Double Strix is so close to working out, but it just won't. Crazy. I'm gonna assume this is Dreadnought. Not how I wanted game 1 to go, jeez. Just a double Saga pinch. We'll side out these cards that are soft as swords to plowshares. The Lava Spur Boots is really everything there. Side out a Cling, Thoughtseize, 1 Force. We'll Lightning Bolt. So maybe they do play Wasteland? They might. How about 2 forces and then either Kaito or Nimble Obstructionist? Could even be another Bolt. Yeah, I think that's fine. Well, the good news is we got a pretty good matchup for the trophy match. But the bad news is I got just completely run over in game 1. So our margin of error for error is very slim. I'm not even sure if this is Dreadnought or not, but Singer's Saga is a little strange. Let's take the play. Yeah, I'll keep. So will they. Play Tameo. They'll force. Okay. So far, so good. Flooded Strand, go. I guess I'll play around Stifle. Play Baleful Strix. Meltdown. Well, I'm way up on cards, thanks to Force of Will and Baleful Strix resolving. We'll see if it can carry. They just put a card on top. Prismatic Vista. They have a play. Curie. That is a card I would like. Thoughtseize, not bad. We'll start there. Dress down, Dreadnought, Ponder. Well, they don't have a Torpor Orb or anything out. And that Otawara makes it pretty unattractive to reanimate one of their creatures. So, are they going to do the thing where they play Dreadnought and then Curie it? Then I could Bowmaster when they draw 12. They spend all their mana doing that. It's a bit of a gamble, but that would be like lethal on the crackback. It tramples. I could also consign the trigger if that seemed too risky. Yeah, it seems like a good way to just deal with stuff, right? I'll take Dress Down. Okay, they drew that for turn. All is face up. They'll activate. I guess they could channel Otawara. Seems like an expensive use of that. I'll just ambush Curie then. They could take out my Bowmasters, but I think that's a fine trade. I can't have them both. And then I got another Strix trigger, which is quite good. Oh, that's even better. I'll ninjutsu. Activate. I don't think I need 2 meltdowns, but I'll keep it in the deck. Probably shuffle. I could just reanimate Bowmasters right now. That seems fine. I really want to show them the reanimate. I feel like they're on the verge of conceding, but I want them bringing in only slightly effective graveyard hate and stuff like that. Ponder does not shuffle. Swords my Bowmasters. Cast another Ponder. So they're left with Dreadnought. Another no shuffle. Ooh, Brainstorm's good. Let us slam for 5. Activate Kaito. Yeah, I think I just top. Cast Brainstorm. Okay, I think I'm actually going to shuffle Kaito away. Even though chaining Kaitos is really fun. Can tap stuff down. You kind of need a lot of mana to do it effectively, but we do kind of have a lot of mana. I don't think I'm going to play this Strix. I don't know what they could possibly do. And I know it's tempting to Bowmasters that Brainstorm as well, but I would rather not. Yeah. Alright, hopefully we really threw them off balance here. And showing them that reanimate was hopefully a big-ass deal. I really want to pass the Tameo test, but Bolt is not that great now that they don't play stuff like Doorkeeper Thrall, etc., etc. We know for a fact Swords to Plowshares is still in the deck. But they don't seem to be playing like Stifle or Wasteland. I don't know why they wouldn't be playing Wasteland, to be honest. But I think I want 3 Force of Wills. And I think I want to ease up on the curve a little bit. Can't really see myself tapping out for Narset, which means I could get another Bolt to address Tameo. But that's kind of all it's addressing. Or Curie, actually. No, they have Curie. Yeah, we'll do this. They border up to 66 cards. Is that like a Leyline in the Void? This hand is fine. Force and no blue card's always a little funny, but you know how it goes. Opponent takes a mulligan. It's very good in this deck that's trying to put a creature together using multiple cards. They have a play. It is Tameo. I'm ready for that one. Kind of want to reanimate their Tameo, but they'd also play Otawara, so maybe that's not wise. I'll Bolt. Fatal Push does a lot more stuff. Flooded Strand. They have a play. I hope it's Dreadnought, Stifle, or Consign. It is Curie. It's more mana efficient to Edict, but I don't know. That was a good draw. Still waiting on that blue card for Force. What if they have Daze? I think they would have Dazed last turn, but also you never know. Another Tameo. That's pretty good. No land drop. Plays Swamp. I am going to reanimate Curie. They've really kept these threats coming, I gotta say. They'll attack with Tameo. No blocks. Ponder. Ponder shuffles. I'm gonna play Bowmasters. If they brainstorm in response, Tameo's pretty vulnerable. Swords my Bowmasters, but not Curie. That's really good. Ooh, Snapcaster Mage, that's good too. I'm gonna draw a card. Could even draw 2 cards, possibly. Kolaghan's Command? Hell yeah. Let's just Edict. All the getting's good. They'll draw, yep. Okay, looking pretty good. Let's Surveil. Bend the Cling. Hit my land drop. I shouldn't have done that. I might have been able to hardcast Force. Draw another card. Oh my god, it's Consigned to Memory. God damn. I missed Psychic Frog so much. They hit their 3rd land. Plains. Dress down. Sure. They'll draw. Dreadnought. I don't think I'll consign. That'll go away. Now I can snap, push. Or I guess Snap Edict is more mana efficient. I only have 1 Snapcaster Mage. Well, that was easy. Oh, it has to be an artifact creature. Never mind. I was like, I could draw 2 cards. No, I cannot. I drew Tameo, that's pretty good. Do I need to hold up Consign, though? I guess so. I guess so. No, let's pile it on. What am I afraid of? Literally nothing. Saga. It's like the one card I would be afraid of. Ponder. Ponder does not shuffle. Dress down in the end step. Kind of want to force that. Then I can draw off Cling too. Cling, Ponder, I guess. I drew Ponder. Kaito. Very nice. Swing in. Get Snapcaster Mage back. I might have missed Lethal. But it doesn't matter. I'm so far ahead. Holy cow, we did it. I love it. Now I'm feeling like I'm getting my groove back a little bit. Because last week went up against, what was that, Eldrazi in the finals? No, it was like Bug Control, which was tough. Missed the trophy. This time, we're in a trophy match again for the finals, and we did it. Isn't that nice? Ah. And with the classic list, no less. This is the closest I ever got to like a stock list, and that's pretty much what I played at Eternal Weekend, or it's what I should have played at Eternal Weekend. I know in the last minute I like went down to 3 ponders and played a Spell Pierce and like played Dread of Night in the sideboard, which was entirely insane. Don't do that. Speaking of the sideboard, Mai and Zhao, I don't think I ever sided them in. Pretty good against Storm. Not sure if it's that useful outside of Storm, or like, Storm-esque decks, I guess. Carnforge Ring. I know it's not a Storm deck, but it does play a lot of non-creature spells to win. And then Zhao is kind of slow, but I like the idea of Hate Bears. When I play Modern Jund, Collector Roof was like a really fun Hate Bear. It's just cool to have 2-power attackers that also have crippling effects, because we don't really get to play tempo very often, but having tools that allow you to play tempo kind of opens up more avenues to play tempo, I guess. And the more stances that are available to you, the more you'll keep your opponents on your toes, which is a very powerful thing to be able to do as a control deck, since you also have the capacity to go long and grindy with cards like Cling to Dust, Kaito. Not super grindy though. This version does not have From the Catacombs, which I think I would like to see back in this slot. But if you like playing Hate Bears, I think these cards are certainly playable in Grixis Control, and probably other decks in Legacy too. Ooh, I'm super relieved. I'm so happy I finally put up a trophy this season, because it had been a while. It had been a while, and I was kind of feeling like I didn't have my groove, but now I kind of feel like I got my groove, which is a really nice feeling. And thank you for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the video. I think it was a pretty good one this time. Every match was pretty intricate, and hopefully we can continue the success. I know the holidays are coming up. Hopefully the channel hasn't felt too adrift. The intro might even be here as soon as next week. Next week's video might have the intro in it. It's that close. So I feel like things are moving up. I just haven't had a ton of time to play lately. It's nice to feel that my fundamentals are still strong, and I'll keep working on the deck, of course. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Like, comment, subscribe. Please check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Grixis Control.